finally, the Cloupor T5 full review. Cloupor is the company out in China. They're manufacturing these devices. This Cloupor T5, they manufactured the Canomods, that 30-watt device. They've stepped up their game big time. Or they've seemed to step it up big time. I don't know. The Canomods, when they first came out with it, had a few hiccups. Seems like they've ironed out those problems with that 30-watt device. Now on to this sucker, this 50-watt regulated device. And Cloupor has made it clear that these 50-watt chips, the 30-watt chips and the Canomods, they're making in their own facilities. Here's the number one issue with this device, this T5. False advertising. What they do not state is that it does not vape up to 50 watts all across the board. That's a problem. So if a consumer purchases this T5 and they vape at 0.2, 0.3 ohms and they're looking for a 50-watt device that's regulated, that states that this thing vapes down to 0.2 ohms, they're going to assume it vapes all the way up to 50 watts at 0.2 ohms. Not the case. I vaped this thing 0.2 ohms, 0.3 ohms, 0.4 ohms, jumped up to 50 watts, and it was weak sauce. On the other end of the spectrum, it does the same exact thing, okay? Like it states, vapes down to 0.2 ohms all the way to 3.5 ohms. Let's just say you got her at 3.5 ohms, 3 ohms, 2.8 ohms, or even 2.5 ohms set to 50 watts. It's not going to vape at 50 watts. Weak sauce! False advertising, Cloupor. Now that I got that out of the way, we're going to go ahead, go over more pros and more cons. I'm going to vape on her, show you guys the performance, then we're going to dive down and we're going to see this thing up close. So right now I've got this Onslaught RDA on here, vaping at 35 watts, got a 0.6 ohm build. Oh yeah. And as you can see, she's chucking, I mean, she's putting out, that's obviously due to the RDA, but the power that I'm getting off this, it's a legit 35 watts. Legit, and that's at 0.6 ohms. Now I'm going to go ahead, take this 0.6 ohm build all the way up to 50 watts. Got her at 50. Definitely a legit 50 watts. So if you're a vapor out there, you're watching this right now, you've been drawn to this Cloupor T5 for its 50 watt capabilities. Just know this, there is a sweet spot where you can vape for this device at a legit 50 watts. And that sweet spot is between 0.6 ohms and 2.3, 2.4 ohms, okay? If you vape anywhere in that realm, between those resistance, you're gonna get an authentic 50 watts. And here's how this sucker works, okay? Let's say I've got a 0.5 ohm build. It's below 0.6. It doesn't knock it down too far. If I set it up all the way to 50 watts, it's going to give me around a 45 watt, authentic 45 watts. That's what it's going to give me. When I start dipping down, 0.4, 0.3, then it starts to rock down, it starts to jump down, okay? And then when I vape at 0.2 ohm build is weak sauce, man. At 0.2 ohms, it drops it down to like 30 watts. And same goes for anything over 2.3, 2.4 ohms, 2.5 ohms, 2.8 ohms, 3 ohms, it starts to drop, okay? Drops. 3.5 ohms, it drops it all the way down to like 30, 35 watts. Now on to the pros. Okay, this thing is solid. Feels good in the hand. When I first got it, actually when I first saw it in pictures, I was like, man, this thing looks cheap. But then when I received it, whoa. I mean, this thing juked my mind. Made of built aluminum on the back, and then on the front you've got this plastic screen, which we'll show in the close-ups, but it's solid. Love the buttons. Nice clicky buttons. Nice clicky buttons. Oh, I turned it off. Son of a bitch. You got the wattage up, the wattage down button on the front of the screen. Easy to use. Love the menu screen. Everything is right there. It's not hard to navigate. It's not too dim. It's not too bright. It's just right. You've got an adjustable pin at the 510 connection to make connection with all your devices, all your RDAs, your RTAs, your RDTAs, your tanks, etc. And that leads me to the next pro. I mean, this thing does vape up to 50 watts. Not all across the board, but it does vape up to 50 watts. I gotta mention that as a pro. It vapes between 7 watts and 50 watts, and then the output voltage is between 2 volts and 9.3 volts. This thing has reverse battery protection, so if you put the battery in the wrong way, you're not going to fry the chip. This T5 has a temperature gauge. Right now it's reading at 37 degrees Celsius. I believe once it gets up to around 60 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Celsius max, it automatically cuts off, and that's a safety feature, and that's freaking cool, man. Another cool pro to this is that the firmware can be updated, which will make it more efficient, more up to date. Oh yeah. The price for this device, super affordable. Some places, the place that I received this from, it's only $89.99. $89.99 for a 50 watt device. Now the cons. Now the first one's going to be subjective, but this thing may be a little wonky, some of you guys out there. Looks like a 26650 device, but it actually holds a single 18650 battery, so it's I mean, it's big. It's big in the hand. For me, it's comfortable, but for some of you guys out there, this thing may be just too big, too wonky, just ugly. I don't think it's ugly. I mean, it looks futuristic, it's comfortable, and once you get it in your hand, it kind of grows on you, But I gotta mention that as a subjective con, because I know it's all subjective. Taste is subjective. What I may like, you may not like. What you may like, I may not like or prefer. Another con, I do not like where this USB port is. It's on the bottom, so every time I have to charge it, I have to lie it down. Anytime I have a device on there, and mostly I use RDAs or other devices that could potentially leak, I gotta take them off when I charge it. It's a pain in the ass. And this leads to another con. When you plug it in there, you have to charge it up fully before you use it. You cannot have the USB plugged into your computer or your power source and vape at the same time. That sucks. It's got a puff counter on the menu screen, and this puff counter is off, man. I was vaping the other night, vaped for like 5 minutes. Had just cleared the puff counter. Okay, it was at 0. 5 minutes into vaping, I look down, it says 192 puffs. I'm sitting there going, damn, who the hell can vape that much in 5 minutes? I'd have to hook this sucker up to a vacuum cleaner to get that. Not accurate one bit. They should just get rid of it, my opinion, or get it right. Next con, battery life. Right now I'm vaping at 35 watts, between 35 and 40 watts with this 18650, and I've just started vaping, I would say a good hour and 15 minutes ago, and I only have 20% battery life left. And when I pop the battery in or I recharge it, it said 100%, and that was an hour and 15 minutes ago. So this thing will drain the hell out of your battery, and if you're vaping it all the way up to 50 watts, I mean, it's gonna go. That's all dependent on how much you vape, if you're a chain vapor, if you're a moderate vapor, but battery life, it's short. And the last con is exactly what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I'm not gonna really go into it in more detail, but the false advertising, it's gotta stop. And like I said, if someone buys this device and they go vape all the way down to 0.2 ohms and they're looking for that 50 watts and they don't get it, they're gonna be upset. They're gonna be upset that they spent $100 and they're gonna want their money back. And Cloupor, you do not want the reputation of false marketing. Alrighty, so those are the pros and the cons of the T5. Let's go ahead and dive down. I'm gonna show you how to use the menu screen, the close-ups, etc. Here's the Cloupor T5 box it comes in. Take the cover off. You've got your instructional manual, how to use it. Take that off. Oh yeah, then you've got this card, the surprise card. On 16th of September, please go to Cloupor.com with your PC. Big surprise is waiting for you. Cool. Inside there, you've got your USB. You've got a box of extra goodies, extra screws. Then you've got a screw up top to screw in those screws to keep that bottom cap intact. Here is the T5. Now, before we go over anything else, I want to show you the bottom, okay? Took the cap off, the bottom cap, and that's where your single 18650 battery goes. Today, I'm going to be using this VTC5, recommended VTC4s or VTC5s. I'm going to put it in top side first. Here's the cap. That's got to make connection with the bottom of the battery. Line that up. Okay, you want to line the screw holes up with the cap screw holes. There's your 2 vent holes, USB port. Here's your wattage up, wattage down button. On the side, you've got your firing button. Like I said, this thing is built aluminum. I mean, it's solid. Solid. The front is plastic. Okay, here's your screen. 5 clicks to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got this matrix theme going. It says Cloupor T5. And then the menu screen pops up. There's your menu screen. Like I said, not too dim, not too bright, just right. You've got your battery percentage up top. Right now it's at 18%. Got her set to 35.1 watts. And it shows the resistance, the voltage. It shows the temperature in Celsius. And then at the bottom, it has that puff counter. Here's the top of the device, 510 connection. It's got an adjustable 510 pin. I did not mention this in the pros, but every device that I've used has been compatible, has sat down, has made connection. First, we're going to go ahead and adjust it. Okay, so the power up, power down button, hold it. It jumps up. It gets faster and faster and faster and faster. Goes up to 50 watts. Does not round robin. Goes all the way down to 7 watts. Five clicks to turn it on, 5 clicks to turn it off. Let's say you set your wattage the way you want it and you don't want it to move, you don't want it to adjust in your pocket on accident. To lock that wattage, hold down the power up button and the power down button at the same time. Power locked. It's not going anywhere when you press it. Hold it down again to unlock it. If you want to take it from normal mode to stealth mode or stealth mode to normal mode, hold down the fire button and the power down button at the same time. Right now it's in stealth mode. Back to normal mode. In normal mode, obviously you can see everything going on. Stealth mode, let me show you again. From normal mode to stealth mode. Okay, right now I don't have an atomizer on there, but when I press it, that screen does not light up. to reset the puff counter, and here's the puff counter down here. You press the fire button and the power up button at the same time. And boom, it resets. So that is the T5, the Cloupor T5 50-watt regulated device. So that is the Cloupor T5 50-watt regulated device. What do I think of it? Do I think it's worth it? First of all, where did I receive these? Okay, there's two companies. One, Wet Vapes. Wetvapes.com. I'll have a link in the description. Okay, they sent me this. And then there's another company, Vape Happy, bvapehappy.com. Also have a link in the description. Unfortunately, this device is out of stock on Vape Happy's site, but fortunately, this device is in stock on Wet Vape's site. It's $89.99 on their site, and for me, I think that's a great deal. The way I like to vape it, like I said, between 0.6 and 2.3, 2.4 ohms, you could vape an authentic 50 watts. You get an authentic 50 watts out of this device. I think it's a great deal. Great deal for you guys that don't prefer to vape all the way down to 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 ohms. You prefer to vape at 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 and higher. You're going to like this. It's definitely worth it. $89.99, 50 watts. Plus, if you can get past the wonkiness, if you're the type of guy that you're looking for something clean, this may not be for you. I mean, by clean, I mean like 22mm device, that brush finish, something that is chrome, that is shiny. This is more like futuristic to me. It is a little wonky, but like I said, it's solid. And when you start to vape it, you get used to it. It really feels good in the hand. So do I think it's worth it? I do. I just don't like the false advertising. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest gripe to me. Don't say something does something when it doesn't. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.